here's John David.
Thank you. Let me confirm the fact that the W.H. Over collection is indeed quite deep and complex. It's the largest in the Dakota territories and has almost 1 million objects. And the depth of that was confirmed to me the other day when I came over and was remarking on the Oriental pieces, and Dorothy said, well, we have 50 in our collection. I thought, wow.
Wow.
That's quite impressive. But they've been collecting for 120 years, and so nothing should surprise us. We want to welcome you all this evening. I want to contextualize this for you a little bit to explain how this happened and why. As some of you will know, for the past 8 years, there has been a special event on this campus honoring Oscar Howe, which is the Oscar Howe Summer Art Institute. And it has continued a tradition that Oscar Howe started, and which included Bobby Penn, who came here as a young 18-year-old student, and Oscar Howe inspired him. He stayed on to be a graduate of the university and go on to be, in my opinion, as unhumble as it is, the best Northern Plains artist, the second Oscar Howe that ever existed. And so we have a really special relationship. And Alta and Bobby have taught in the Institute for a long time through its history. And Alta taught this year, and one of the things we asked her to do was to give a presentation about Bobby's art, following the presentation on the Oscar Howe, on Oscar Howe and his art. And when she had finished that, she turned and said, I think I need to do this for more people. And we said, of course, yes, you do. And how about the W.H. Over? And how about on Friday? And so here we are, by virtue of that. It's going to, I've heard at least a version of this, and it is indeed quite wonderful. Many of us who are friends of Bobby's, I think, need to hear this again, to hear what it is that he has accomplished and how, and to put him into context, I think. And so we're grateful to Alta for doing that. This event is being kind of team-sponsored, which is the only way to get anything done in Vermillion, and that's the W.H. Over, the College of Fine Arts, and the Vermillion Arts Council, and I'm sure I've left somebody out, but
the Institute of Indian Studies.
And the Institute of American Indian Studies. All 4 of those entities have helped in one way or the other to bring this to you tonight. And that's a kind of collaboration which is really important here. I'd also like to, you all received a postcard that had a wonderful photograph of Bobby Penn on. And the artist who took that photograph, who is a long-standing friend and former teacher of Bobby Penn, is with us tonight. And that's Father Don Dahl from Creighton University. Whom you may remember from the exhibit that was on campus a year or so ago, of the images of Native Americans that we had in our gallery. That was really quite a remarkable exhibit. And so you might want to visit with him about his work as well later on in his contact with Bobby. And also, in addition to Alta, we have Robert Quanapin here, and Biagio Aroba, who is a student who was part of the Institute of the Oscar Howe Summer Art Institute, and had, I think it's fair to say, a kind of mentoring relationship with Bobby Penn. So, since we wanted to start this event in an appropriate way, Alta has asked Chad Nielsen, again a long-standing friend of Bobby Penn, and a person who is noted for his cultural engagement and importance to our community, who sang a special honoring song for Bob at the opening of his retrospective exhibit in 1993 to initiate the activity tonight, and to sing us an honorary song and to say a few words. And so we invite you, please, Chad, to start this address.
Thanks, John. Just to reiterate just a little bit about what John said, 1993 there was a 25-year retrospective of Bob's work, and he asked me to sing an honoring song for him at that time, and he said, they asked the school if he wanted a drum group, and he said he didn't want a drum group, and he didn't want a drum, he just wanted a voice. And he asked me if I wouldn't sing that for him, but if I would sing that for Oscar Howe. So instead of putting his name in the song, I put Oscar's name in the song. And tonight, Alta asked me to sing a song for Bob, and so tonight Bob's name is in the song. And instead of translating it after the song is over, I'd like to tell you what the song means before I sing it. The words are, Wichachbe is his Indian name, and it means star. And it says, Blihichiayo, lakol wichochan ki otechikelo. It means these Indian ways are really hard. It's hard to live this life. And it says, my father's the one that told me that only the earth lasts a long time. So whenever and wherever possible, help others. And I have kind of nearly a 25-year history with Bob. And I grew up kind of hard. And when I was living on the street, Bob always helped me out. He'd come and he'd buy some of my work, or he'd ask me to his home. He'd feed me. And throughout the years, I've seen a lot of people go to his home. I've seen him mentor a lot of people. I've seen him teach a lot of people. And I've seen him share a lot of things. So that's why I wanted to sing this song for him. So that's what the words to this song mean. וצ'וחן כאותך גדו יהי או כשני וואו קיאיו יו מקה כדצ'נה תחייה קיו יו עתיה צ'ה 브레미치에로 예 외착비 브레치아요 다콜 외초한게 오테히게로 예요 헤요 온케시니 와오기아요 마카케데체나
Vermillion and the university is blessed, especially blessed, by having a complex variety in this community. Many, many talented and diverse people with many different perspectives and many different values that makes this a community that is very, very special. Bobby Penn has long been a part of that community. He arrived here in the late 60s, and in many ways this was home to Bob. I think most of you who are here because you loved him knew that. He would come and he would go. But to a great extent, this was where a good part of his heart was. And the last time he returned, he brought with him a very special person we've all learned to love as well. And there's an old saying when you introduce people that the only speaker who doesn't need an introduction is the one who doesn't show up. Alta tends to challenge that because most of you are old friends. So I give you Alta delaCruz-Slide.
Thank you, John. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Chad, for that. That was beautiful. And thank you, Father Dahl, for taking the only smiling picture of Bob Penn that exists. That was why I took the liberty of asking them to put it on the invitation, because all the other ones look more like that. Before I start going through these slides and sharing with you some of the images of Bobby's work, I would like to make a statement on behalf of the family. Bob, it's off.
It's off.
No, I turned it off. Okay. Bob, as many of you know who knew him well, had been very ill for a very long time. And especially this last year, he had started deteriorating rather rapidly. So 3 months ago, he went into a pulmonary arrest, which led to a cardiac arrest, which led to an attempt to resuscitate him, which was not successful. Although they were able to, through the miracles of modern medicine, bring his body back, his spirit was gone. And so it'll be 3 months tomorrow since Bobby's been gone. I've been to see him, his family's been to see him, and for personal and for medical reasons, his family asks that if you feel a need to say goodbye to him, that you do it in your own way.